So we're doing a proposal essay. We had to go around campus and find an issue and or problem and propose how to fix it.
Okay.
In doing so, me and him go to Starbucks quite a bit, and we notice that the lines are just always too long and that there's only one option, and it's the only one. And on my other days, my classes are across campus. I don't ever make it over there. I only go on Mondays and Wednesdays. So the other thing that we noticed was the convenience of it. At what time last week, all week, we stood in front of the line of Dunkin' Donuts and just asked other kids, like, if there was a Starbucks on campus, how likely would they be to go to the Starbucks? Do they think the lines are too long as well? Would they like to see more choices on campus? Mm-hmm. In the midst of doing that, I pretended, in a sense, I went to the academic office and was like, if I wanted to open a Subway, who do I got to talk to? And I ended up talking to Provost Webby, and she ended up giving us your information and pointed us your direction, along with Kirk Stetson, in order to get a blueprint for a graph for our project as well, which would be pretty helpful. Mm-hmm. But we just had a couple questions, I guess. Like, what were some of the routes you went to make this happen? How long has this been a project going on?
Well, my job is the auxiliary services manager, which means I oversee contracted services. Our cafeteria is a contracted service. The college cafe, which is the kind of the hot food subs entity that's in the cafeteria, as well as they have little satellite locations in the ETA building and the TC building. And that's a contract. And that contract will expire in March of next year, March of 2019. Dunkin' Donuts is a separate contract. That contract expires in December of this year.
Okay, and is the planning to be renewed?
So that's where we enlisted the help of a consultant, the Duval Consulting Group. And what they've been hired to do is to come in and help us assess our current program. Look at what the needs of students are. You mentioned students want more options. That's their job, to help us do that big assessment. We started with, they did focus groups on the 3 largest campuses because that's what we're focused on, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, and Boca. We met with student leaders on each of those 3 campuses to look at what's working, what students would like to see different, what would bring you to the cafeteria. A lot of students mentioned looking for more variety was very consistent, higher quality, better prices, but everyone seemed to really like the staff. So those were some of the things we heard in the focus groups. The next phase will be an online survey that will go out to all students and all staff to ask some of the same questions. The goal was not to rate the current provider, but to look at what students want. And not questions as, what restaurant do you want to see? Because that's not the goal. The goal is looking at, when do students eat? How much are you willing to spend? What draws you to the restaurants that you already frequent? What are you looking for? Are you willing to pay a little bit more if the quality is better?
And convenience.
Correct. So then we will be going out to bid. What that means is we solicit vendors to come in and give us a proposal to operate the food services program on our campus.
And that's for like the retail space in the cafeteria?
Correct.
Okay.
That will be released in the late summer or early fall. So companies will basically give us a proposal saying, hey, we can do this service for you, and this is what it would look like. We'll say, hey, here's a slate. Here's the slate. Tell us what you think is the best kind of service. What would you bring to our campus to we really want to transform. I mean, what you see now looks a lot like your high school cafeteria.
It is. Entirely.
And we really wanted to up that.
And even then, me and him looking into some different high schools, their cafeterias are even a little bit...
We heard that at with the Lake Worth focus group. I asked the students, I said, how does this compare to your high school? And they said high school was better.
Yeah.
So that's kind of disturbing. So, but we've also, we're in a building that was built in the 60s, I believe, maybe 70s, and it hasn't really been updated too much. I go to different conferences, and one of the conferences I go to is the National Association of College Auxiliary Services, NACAS. And one of the things they talked about at our most recent conference, the word cafeteria is an old word. You need to remove that from your dictionary.
Yeah, definitely.
Students are looking for concepts, kiosks. Like, you want to be able to have a salad kiosk, a sub kiosk, a pizza kiosk, maybe a Mexican, a lot of students mentioned the bowl concept. They want to eat healthier. They want the quinoa, the rice bowls, or things that could be, they want to be able to have variety and different options.
Right.
So
a lot of ones we've been getting which is funny, me and him have been laughing about it, is the amount of response for Chick-fil-A.
And unfortunately, to be completely honest with you, that's not likely to happen.
Right.
Here, we're not going out to bid to look at retail businesses. We're looking at providers.
So what are some of the providers you've looked into?
Some of the ones that are popular in our market are there's Sodexo and Aramark, Compass Group are the three big providers. If you just search like college food service providers, those three would probably pop up in your Google search.
And where do they provide near us?
Broward
Broward?
College has a company called Valley Food Services, which is similar to Compass.
And what type of franchises or business vendors are there?
Every company brings their own, so I can't speak to what we would end up with here. I have no idea.
Okay.
And it may not even be a known franchise. It may be, make something up, but it might be...
JoJo's Grill.
Right,
Yeah.
but that would focus on burgers and chicken. There might be a,
Sbarro pizza type of thing?
That's more of a national chain, but it may be, Frenchie's subs or something, but it would be...
So you're looking for something less commercial, but still kind of like franchise is more doable, I guess?
I think franchise is not the right word. We're looking at an umbrella group is probably a better word. The Sodexo or Aramark are food service operators, and they would operate the whole umbrella.
Yeah, you don't want to go nitpicking each group for each campus.
We don't have the space to do that, particularly if you've spent any time at Gardens campus. It's super small what they have available. So we're just looking at a vendor that could bring us lots of different options and have lots of resources to pull from. We've heard that we would have a riot if we got rid of Dunkin' Donuts. So we're taking that into consideration as well. They do a ton of business. So we're just leaning on the consultant to try to figure out what that looks like. Do we renew Dunkin' Donuts' contract as it is and keep doing business with them, or work with ask a Sodexo or Aramark that when they come in, tell them that we expect that they bring a Dunkin' Donuts franchise with them, which may be possible as well.
So with that person, is there an owner for that Dunkin' Donuts that would be replaced? It would be switched out?
It's a franchise operator.
Okay, that one is.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's who we had talked to him, and he was letting us know that they do about 1,000 orders a day over there, and that's why we started thinking like population on campus, relatively 20,000 students. Cafeteria holds 300 people.
It doesn't even hold 300.
Not even. Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah.
And that's one of Dr. Wibby's goals that I would imagine she shared with you is to. Did she tell you that there's plans to expand? Kirk Stetson's going to be in touch with us for blueprints. Okay, and I have that also. I can share with
Oh,
you what that
Okay,
looks like.
perfect.
Nothing is
Concrete.
etched in stone. It's just a vision at this point. But one of the visions is, conference room E and F that's next to kind of expand in there, and that would become like an expanded seating area. We look at it like an upscale, almost like a Starbucks, like a coffee house. I don't want to necessarily put the Starbucks label on it because I don't know that that's what it will be. It may be where we put Dunkin' Donuts.
Right. So it'd be less of like a cafeteria, more like a mess hall in a sense, like kind of like
More like think about like a food court at the mall.
Food court. That's what we were going for.
I think eventually that's where we'll get, but it's a lot of money and a lot of renovations.
These are just a few of the questions that we took today to go over some of the things with the other kids in our class for our survey. A lot of it we've kind of touched on a little bit, but it was just funny to us how we were sitting here thinking of all this stuff. And
yeah, a lot of these things are all things that came up at the focus groups too. Healthier options, prices. They want themed lunches like Taco Tuesday, convenience, variety, and looking at different concepts and the lines and things. So yeah, you're right on target with what we heard in the focus groups as well.
Okay, and they were pretty successful with the turnout for people.
We had we targeted to get about 10 or 15. We were just looking for some of the campus leaders, and we had about that at each of the 3 campuses.
Okay.
And they're excited about this? Okay. So
I appreciated being involved in the conversation.
what stage are we still in the planning stage?
We're preparing to go out to bid.
Preparing to go out to bid. Okay.
Yep.
Which would be for the people coming in from these different corporations.
Correct.
Umbrella corporations.
Yeah. What we do is we give them, it's called a bid document, and we say here are our requirements, like our expectations, and here's some general information. Here's our population. Here's our hours. Here's what past sales have looked like. here's what the facilities look like now. What can you do for us?
Okay.
And then they send us a written proposal, and we have different criteria. We have a committee that will review the written proposals and look at that. And then the next phase would be we would kind of narrow down the written proposals depending on how many we get, and then bring in probably 3 of the companies to do a presentation to that committee as well. And then we would, make our selection based on, their offer of what they could do for us in terms of we really want to, step up the service.
And they show you the food, like what they're doing.
They would probably give us, I don't know if they would show us the actual food, but sample menus, what concepts they're proposing. Some may very well propose to bring in a national chain, but I just can't guarantee that. I don't want to promise anybody we're going to have Pizza Hut and Chick-fil-A.
No, you don't want to get that out there.
No, I can't promise that whatsoever.
Right, and then that would cause the riot.
I can somewhat promise that I'm fairly confident that we will keep Dunkin' Donuts in some fashion.
Okay.
Whether it's with this provider or with another one, I think that it's too popular on our campus.
Now, even though we're going out to bid, the renovations of the building, like you said, with the expansion, it's probably going to take at least 3 to 4 years, she said.
Right, it'll be in phases. The first phase we hope to do, I believe they hope to do this summer, which is creating the additional seating space in the E&F conference room.
So that's going to be the first thing that they go through. Okay. And then after that, how many of total bids do you think we have that we're going to be adding to? Is it
Yeah. What do you? I don't.
Like how many different
concepts?
Yeah, how many different.
It depends on what The goal is to have one company, one, Sodexo, Aramark, Compass Group.
Compass, yeah.
We'd have one company come in and operate our whole operation. And then what they brought in, how many concepts, whatever, would really be up to their discretion.
So what they're affiliated with, we'd say we want this one, this one, this one. And...
Really, they would say, here's what we think would work best at your school based on the information you've provided.
Okay.
And do you think the price would be from 5 to 9 to 13, different options there?
I can't really say until we start seeing the proposals.
Okay.
Do you think this would also provide some on-campus jobs for students?
Possibly.
Do you think this is also an incentive for the staff, professors, the ones to come here, stay here?
I hope so.
Cross your fingers.
Yeah, I hope so. I know Dunkin' Donuts employs quite a few students. I'm not sure about the cafeteria, what that potential would look like.
Yeah, I worked on campus, and it was convenient because I had a broken up schedule, so I had one class in the afternoon, one at night, and I could go work a few hours and not have to leave.
Right.
It was convenient, so I just wondered if there were any kids like that in the same situation.
Oh, I'm sure.
So,
I know our bookstore employs quite a few students as well in those situations.
The other thing we noticed with even me myself, I go to Wendy's right across the street quite a bit. It's there, that 4 for $4.
And we talked about students risk their lives crossing that street to get to Wendy's. People don't want to give up their parking, especially at this campus.
Oh, it's very true. Yeah, I'll walk.
Absolutely.
Yep, and that's scary to me. I've seen the crazy traffic over there.
Be quick.
Yeah, I've been in an accident in this parking lot.
But can I ask you guys a couple questions?
Please,
would you
absolutely.
agree that if the quality was a little bit better, students would agree to pay a little bit more?
I think that if the prices, if you had a certain business that was in and out and they were the same, I think it would be more than likely.
What do you think is a good price point? What are students willing to pay for lunch?
Anywhere from $5 to $9, because Chipotle's $8, Chick-fil-A's $8,
$5 to $7.
Even McDonald's, you want a meal, you're paying $8, $9 these days.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's exactly it too. And that's why I said the 4 for $4 is you get your sandwich, nuggets, fries, and a Coke for $4.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty excited, and they got all different kinds of double bacon cheeseburgers, this and that, snack wrap, different things you can choose, all of which come with fries, drink, and a Coke, and for $4.
Right.
I go there and I get 2.
You're spending $8 for lunch.
Yeah, that's what I mean, $7 to $8.
But if you could get something with similar quality here, you would rather stay on campus.
Oh,
if
yeah.
You could.
Yeah, I don't really feel like going out, get in the car. Well, it's hot. I'd rather stay on campus, especially if I've got an hour in between class, even 15 minutes, just grab something quick.
And normally when I say after for studying or tutoring, I go to the one in the TL building, that little kiosk down there. I grab something because it's convenient. But if I'm not feeling that, I notice if I leave campus, I don't really come back. I usually just tend to leave and.
And there's lots of research that backs that behavior. We would rather, the president would agree, and I'm sure the dean of students, whatever, we would rather keep students engaged and on campus in whatever ways we can find to help do that. I certainly want to be a part of.
Well, food brings people together. Everyone knows this.
Yeah,
Food
it becomes a
brings-
gathering.
Yeah.
I'm a waiter. I've been doing it my whole
Okay.
life. I work in fine dining. I've been doing it 14 years, and I've noticed that food is a very big deal to people. You know, granted, I act like some of them come in there. They're old enough; it might be their last meal. I get it, but people get hangry very quickly, and when it comes to like some of the people we talk like in the nursing building and everything like that, they very rarely make it over to Dunkin' Donuts. But the cops and the fire department, they're in there
twice a day.
Yeah. So definitely, even if
how important is technology? Like, how important is it for you to be able to mobile order or things like that?
We did it the other day, for example.
For Dunkin' Donuts?
For Publix.
Oh, okay.
Publix, yeah.
We call our subs in. I told them, like, we'll call in the subs, we'll pick them up, we don't got to worry about it, they're there when they're ready. For me, I mean, and kids our age, I think mobile and technology is kind of like, a bit
like expected?
Like hand in hand, in a sense. I mean, everywhere is now kind of doing it, too. Like, even Panera Bread, you call in your food now and you can pick it up.
I do it here for Dunkin' Donuts. You can do it for Dunkin' Donuts.
I didn't know that, no.
I did not know.
Yeah.
That'll make it convenient.
I think the reason is because students are awful in the morning. Like, we're disorganized. I overslept this morning, in fact. So the ability to grab something quick or to grab, I don't have time to go somewhere else and make it or else at my house, the option would be fantastic.
On the road, on the phone, in the car, hey, while you're driving
Please be safe.
But... Yeah, my paper right now for my other classes, texting and driving doesn't mix. So yeah, but for sure we definitely notice that it is just our proposal being it does seem kind of like a high school. Some other high schools do have better options than we do, and just the convenience of it. If the kiosks were spread out through campus, I think that would be feasible, and still creating other areas.
When you say spread out through campus, where else would you envision them? Because I know that we have the TC building and the ETA building.
Like the one we have like right here, and for example, but like when we go to like the other the other building on the far corner, there's a cafeteria or something up there as well. But but half the time I go up there, it looks closed.
It's open 7:30 to 2.
Yeah, so when I go up there in the afternoon for math and stuff, I have to come all the way back here.
Okay.
So that's like, if there was like, something maybe that was feasible, like to where you could have somebody at a kiosk that's, I don't know, that was just something, because every time I go there, I'd probably eat there, but it's closed.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. But you picked a good topic. It's definitely something we're already working on.
You mentioned that you had the blueprints.
I do. Well, I have the proposed